Maybe this is just the most common thing ever and everybody puts like that and I'm just an idiot. Bro, if I could putt like that, I'd at least be able to win a C tier. Holy shit. I mean, I'll take that dead center spin. That was the best feeling putt I've ever had. God, those marbles glide. So I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. And I'm wrong about putting, which probably comes to no surprise if you're a regular on this channel. But today we're gonna talk about it. A little bit of a putting breakdown, what I've been working on lately, what I've learned that I think is gonna take at least my C1 percentage up, you know, from like very, very low to like hopefully kind of in the middle at least. And I'm officially switching putter. Many of you know I've been putting the PA3 off and on, but for the most part, that's been my main putter for I think maybe 3 or 4 years now. And we're officially making the switch. Why? Basically, I want something with more glide. That's kind of the main point. More glide goes a little straighter with a little bit less effort. And I just feel like I need a change up. I need some refresh in my putt. I want to get into like the main point of this video. It's something that I learned that you might be like, Brad, you're an idiot, obviously. But for some reason, I don't know if it's like 15 years of bad muscle memory, this didn't cross my mind. I never tried it until the Gateway Wizard, which is one of the 3 putters that I'm currently testing to take the spot from the PA3. If you look here closely, you might be able to see that the Gateway Wizard has this like embossing in the bottom. It sticks out, has a big stamp. And my normal putting grip usually has my fingers kind of fanned out like this. And it basically goes right on to where all this writing is, and it felt horrible. Now, could have I just dismissed the Wizard right away? Yeah, I could have, but I didn't. I got a box of Wizards maybe a month and a half ago now, right at the time where I was really debating on probably switching away from the PA3. And at the time, these were the only thing I had that I was like, oh, I'm gonna try those out. I'll get my hands on some other stuff. So I just stuck with them. But what I did was, instead of continuing to putt with my fingers kind of fanned out, touching this, I just decided I'm gonna curl them up a little bit right outside. So my normal grip, my current grip that I've been using for maybe about a month now. And that little change, I think, might have changed everything. Now, yes, there's still the mental game that we need to fix. There's the mental aspect is probably the most broken because of years of maybe doing this wrong. So that little change, I'm gonna tell you why I think this is the correct way for me to hold a putter, at least for my hands. So me and Drew were putting in the backyard, and I was kind of looking at his hand, and he kind of has a similar grip to that. And then when he brings it down, it actually, like, his fingers almost curl a little bit more. But what I noticed is the more curled your fingers are, the more spin that you can generate, because your fingers have somewhere to go. When they're already like this, they don't have anywhere to go. You can't, if your hand is already open, you can't really open it anymore. Whereas if your hand is curled, you can open it. And spin and pushing the disc forward is how you putt a putter. I've just recently learned, guys. So a mixture of seeing Drew's hand and these Gateway Wizards, we won't say fixed my putt, but made it significantly better, or at least has something we can move forward with now that feels at least confident and feels like I kind of know what I'm doing. And then the thing that actually kind of like even cemented that idea a little bit more for me is Paul McBeth, one of the best putters to ever play the game of disc golf. And some of you may know, some of you may not, but Paul basically puts his finger on the rim like this. Makes zero sense to me and probably everyone else in disc golf, but when the GOAT does it, it must make sense. But the reason I think that works is because if you look at his fingers, they're curled. Maybe this is just the most common thing ever and everybody puts like that and I'm just an idiot. And if I am, I'm okay with that, because hopefully this sends me in an upward trajectory in terms of putting moving forward. But enough of that. Let's talk about the 3 putters that we're currently testing. Obviously, hello and welcome to the 25 Days of Frismas presented by Birdie Disc Golf Supply. Birdie hooked it up by supporting the next 25 videos. Head on over to their website, use code Frisbee Club to save yourself some money. They got Frisbee Club patches, they got frisbees, as well as my favorite mid-range, the Color Glow Ultra. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. This pair of retro Wizards, it's kind of like I would compare it to like a beat-in 350G or like a nice stiff pair of 300 that's kind of the putter plastics I go by, because I feel like Prodigy has some of the best putter plastics. So that's kind of the stiffness, nice and stiff, not like super rigid, but good amount of grip too. And then we got base marvels here. Got 2 pairs of these I've been messing with. I like the black stamps because they don't blind you in the sun. And the Marvel was a disc that for a while I didn't like the feel. And after trying them out and reading some comments, I learned that a beat-in Marvel is kind of what you should be looking for, because they don't start domey per se, but they have this weird, I don't know how to describe it, but when I put a brand new Marvel in my hand, it doesn't feel quite right, at least for me. And then maybe 4 days of putting these, it's almost like the flight plate didn't sink in. They're not puddle top at all, but the way the plastic kind of beat in, they now feel really nice. The Marvel also has so much glide, like a lot of glide. So that's also what we're looking for. But these Marvels have been growing on me. The sleeper pick of the year that I think might be one of the most underrated putters, because I've never even heard of it until recently, is the Streamline Pilot. I have a pair of, I think they're Electron, don't quote me on that, MVP plastics, I have no clue. What the? A soft pair and a firm pair. So the soft pair I had first, and I was trying out for a while, and I really liked the feel of these. The main thing that I liked about these was actually, I was throwing an ohm. You hopefully saw that video. If not, go watch it. But I was throwing an ohm, and I was like, man, this feels really nice. I wonder if they make a base plastic ohm. They don't. But then my amazing subscribers told me that, hey Brad, the Pilot is actually just the ohm, but not overmolded, and it comes in base plastic. So I immediately went to the shop, picked up 5 of them actually. I got like 3 blues as well, but blue's an ugly putter color, at least in my opinion. So we've been putting these whites, and then I wanted a firm pair, and we got these purples. Now the firm plastic feels amazing. It's like a lower profile, slightly smaller beaded PA3, I guess. Basically, I almost feel like it's like a pier, but a beaded pier. All right, so now that we talked about kind of the putter options and that one change, I'm gonna actually putt a few putts here and talk to you guys a little bit about my current putt. I wanna develop a putting style that works, is natural feeling, athletic feeling, and obviously gets the putter in the basket, but is something that I can finally just work into muscle memory. If you've been watching the channel for the last year, you've probably seen that I change my putting style all the time, way too much. I know that, we all know that. But when you suck at putting, it's hard to stick to something that doesn't work. And I know that in the long run, you should probably just stick to something, because it might start to work as long as your body gets used to it. And that's kind of the point that I'm at right now. All right, let's try and make a couple 20-footers here. Main things: body centered, trying to keep my feet in line, actually use the back leg, push off of it, because that one felt really nice. If you watch the last year of putting, you probably see me short arm so many putts because I'm like scared to miss or nervous, and my back leg is doing absolutely nothing. Obviously a good follow through, but then also just that felt like really nice, getting the disc over the cage and keeping everything centered. If your arm never leaves the center, it's harder to miss. Literally, when I just use the back foot a little bit, it just feels so much more confident. See, that felt bad, but like I said, we're still working on it. The Marvels, just so you guys know, currently are in the #1 spot. For a while, I thought it was actually the Wizards, but then as the Marvels beat in, the way they just push forward and really just like penetrate, it's like I'll think I'm gonna miss a putt because I'm used to not really having glide and not having forward momentum, and then they just go in. They feel nice. Oh, pulled that one. Obviously, we're still working on it, guys. And the one thing I've definitely noticed is I have a lot more misses that are still going in. Disc golf isn't a perfect game, and we see a lot of putts that are good, spit out, and we see a lot of putts that are bad, stay in. And I feel like I've always been a guy who putts too hard and doesn't get a lot of those misses to stay in. Whereas now that I'm actually pushing the disc forward, it seems like I'll catch the left or right chains a little better and actually pull in rather than miss. Oh. So my number one miss for a long time has always been the cage, or even the hit the pole from 25 feet because you're scared to miss and you should have just laid up at that point. And so that's my number one miss, is just caging them, because I feel like I have a hard time following through, because, you know, if you follow through high, you got a 40-foot comebacker when you putt hard like I kind of always have. You got to give the putter a chance. And I've kind of talked about this a little bit in the last few months, because it is something that I've started to work on a lot and realize more, is that if you just open your hand kind of to like the top half of the pole, putters go straight. And a lot of times they kind of just find the basket. Whereas if you're like short arming it and your arm barely gets over the cage, it's not going to go in. That felt nice. That was a putt where I was talking about how I felt like I missed it, but it still just kind of got to the basket because more glide and more just forward momentum on the putt. That felt really nice. Now, my best feeling putts this session so far have been those Wizards. Not bad. Those first few, horrible. Cleaned it up though. Bro, if I could putt like that, I'd at least be able to win a fucking C tier. Holy shit. I mean, I'll take that dead center spin. That was the best feeling putt I've ever had. God, those marvels glide. Oh, it's weird because so these pilots are technically a 5 glide. Who knows what that means? Very high glide for a putter. These are obviously a 3 glide, which is the case for most putters. The pilots are pretty shallow. I don't think they fly like they have 5 glide. I think they're just your standard 3 glide, I guess. But holy, these marvels glide. Man. Get up. Come on. Putting's kind of fun right now, or not fun, but more fun than it's ever been, because it feels like I'm actually moving forward. Oh, thought that other one was gonna catch. Yup. Gosh, those felt nice. Holy shit. Well, I'm not going to talk much more about this because it's not really a like, hey, here's how to putt. It's, hey, this is what I'm currently working on in my putt to hopefully move upward in the C1X percentage this season. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you maybe took something from it, maybe not, because, you know, I don't really know what I'm talking about. But thanks for watching, guys. Comment down below what putter you think I should choose. I guess comment if there's another one you think I should try. I feel like 3 that I'm currently enjoying is probably enough. Don't need to mix it up any more than that. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. I remember all them winters, drinking Woodford. This is 500 feet. Pro. That's about 400 feet right there, guys. Let me show you another driving technique.